My name is Misaki. I live with my husband, Daiki, just the two of us. Our children have grown up and moved out to live on their own. Now that our child-raising days are behind us, my husband and I are enjoying a quiet life together.
Hey, how about we go out for dinner tonight? It's been a while.
That sounds nice. What do you feel like eating? Do you have anything in mind?
Meat. If possible, I'd love to have yakiniku.
Then let's go for yakiniku. Honestly, I've been craving a hearty meat dish these past few days, too.
All right, yakiniku it is. Now I'm starting to crave some bibimbap too.
This is how we spend our weekends, going out for dinner together and enjoying peaceful, happy days. However, despite this calm and happy life, I've been struggling with issues caused by my in-laws, who live nearby.
Even when you go through the trouble of cooking, the seasoning is just not right. You need to make something that's actually edible.
Misaki, about that pickle dish you brought last time, are you sure it was from a store with such a good reputation? It wasn't tasty at all. Though, I did eat all of it anyway.
Oh, I see, haha. My in-laws always find some excuse to visit our house frequently. It's as if they time it perfectly, waiting for me to come home from work. They don't just nag, but also criticize how I manage things at home, which has left me completely drained. After some time talking with them, Daiki finally came home.
I'm home. Mom, Dad, you're here again.
Oh, Daiki, welcome home.
Looks like the construction in front of the station is finally finished.
Who cares about the construction? You're here every day complaining to Misaki. Both Misaki and I come home exhausted from work, so can you give us a break already?
Daiki, you're way too soft on Misaki.
Exactly. That's why she's turned into such a careless wife.
What's that supposed to mean? Misaki sends you money every month, so you should at least be grateful.
Listen here, sending money is something any wife should do. It's just expected.
She's just doing what's normal, so there's no need to be thankful for it.
For the 15 years since I married Daiki, I've been sending his parents 70,000 yen every month. This arrangement started because they told us, if you're not going to live with us, you need to send us money. Even though I've followed through and continued the monthly payments, whenever we meet, they still have nothing but complaints. On another day.
Oh my goodness, Misaki, didn't I tell you I don't like this dish?
You say you don't like it, but you're the one who told me to make it, remember?
Even so, once someone says they don't like something, you should just stop making it, shouldn't you?
I did double-check. I asked, are you sure this is what you want? I even reminded you, didn't you say you didn't like this, and you said, I've grown to like it, so make it.
Evan, if that's the case, you should have read my feelings and made something else instead.
Seriously, such an unthoughtful wife. And what is this? There aren't enough side dishes, and on top of that, the flavor is so bland. Did you even taste it before serving?
You are probably always cutting corners, aren't you?
That's not exactly true. My in-laws would suddenly show up at our house, demand that I cook for them, and then bombard me with complaints. Their unreasonable behavior had gone too far, so, I admit the number of dishes might be a bit lacking, but I do send you money every month. You came over unannounced, and financially, this is really the best I could manage. Also, about the flavor being bland, both of you have been worried about your blood pressure lately, so I purposely made the dishes lighter.
Oh, come on. Evan, if it's for health, this is just too extreme. There's no flavor at all.
And anyway, sending 70,000 yen a month doesn't exactly make you poor, does it?
Well, I suppose that's true, but
Daiki is an executive at a big company, yet all we hear are stingy excuses. It's probably because you are squandering money, Misaki, that there's never enough. I even know you bought a new designer bag last month.
wait, that bag is something I've had for over 10 years.
Enough. That kind of wasteful behavior is why you can't afford proper groceries.
Paul, honestly, imagining Daiki having to eat such frugal meals, it's heartbreaking. I could cry.
I see, but even so.
Don't you dare claim that sending 70,000 yen a month is a burden. We're already holding back from asking for more, you know.
And even so, getting such a paltry amount just leaves us wondering what to do with it.
You don't have to put it like that.
If this is all we're getting, it'd be better not to receive anything at all.
That way, Misaki wouldn't have the nerve to act so high and mighty anymore.
Not only did my in-laws criticize my cooking, but they even complained about the amount of money we sent them every month. To top it off, they said they didn't need the money because they couldn't figure out how to use it. Hearing that, thank you. In that case, I'll stop sending the money from now on.
What did you just say?
Not sending money. What's the meaning of this?
You said you didn't know what to do with the money we sent, right? It turns out you'd be happier without it. I apologize for being such an inconsiderate daughter-in-law.
Huck, so you finally admit your faults.
As long as you understand, that's all that matters.
Don't worry, I've learned my lesson now. And starting next month, Daiki and I will be lucky enough to enjoy steak every day, thanks to this.
Now that's the way to do it.
Finally, you've come to your senses. Geiki will surely be happy with this.
Well then, let me clear away the dishes. By the way, when are you planning to head home today?
Oh, is it that late already?
I have plans today, so we'll be heading back now. But we'll visit again soon, so make sure you are properly prepared next time.
And so, with the monthly 70,000 yen no longer being sent, I now had extra savings. For the first time, I was able to see my in-laws off with a genuine smile that day. A few months after stopping the payments.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Finally, we've caught you. What have you been up to all this time?
What do you need from me?
We've been coming to your house during the day, but no one's home. Even when we come at night, you're not there. And the spare key doesn't work anymore. You've caused us so much unnecessary trouble.
I've gone back to working full-time, so no one's home during the day anymore. Oh, and I also changed the locks. Can't have people coming in uninvited.
Not informing us about something so crucial is unbelievably rude.
Misaki, you really are an outrageous daughter-in-law.
Think of it as a form of home security.
What? What did you just say?
Oh, nothing. I didn't say anything.
Anyway, Misaki, we haven't received any payments for the last 4 months.
We've been struggling because of it.
Really? Well, I wouldn't know anything about that.
Don't be ridiculous. But fine, we'll let it slide this time.
But in return, hand over the 280,000 yens you owe us for the last 4 months immediately.
We agreed to stop the payments, remember? You're the ones who said they were a bother.
We never said such a thing.
That's right. Misaki, you must have misheard. You're the one causing trouble with these false accusations.
Then why don't you listen to this? Maybe it'll jog your memory.
What is this? Did you record us?
Wait a minute. Did we really say that?
Since I'm such an unreliable daughter-in-law, I started recording our conversations to avoid misunderstandings. So, did this help refresh your memory?
How dare you? Such recordings are invalid.
Hand over the money immediately.
That's not possible. And why do you even need the money so desperately?
That's none of your business.
Just give it to us already.
After all the money Misaki has sent you, how can you talk like that?
While discussing the situation with my in-laws and the issue of the monthly payment. I'm sorry, did we wake you? You were finally getting some rest, but it seems we disturbed you.
It's fine, but let's kick them out already.
What? Kick them out?
Actually, Mom and Dad are about to declare bankruptcy because they can't repay their debts. That's why they've been so focused on the money and the monthly payments.
What? Debts? Bankruptcy?
The debts didn't start recently. They've always been big spenders, and their debt has never really gone down. But Mom took on part-time jobs here and there, so they managed to scrape by until now.
Diki, don't go telling her unnecessary things.
This has nothing to do with her, so there's no reason to bring it up.
Misaki has every right to know. She's my wife, after all. And do you really think we don't know what you've been planning?
Planning? What are you talking about? We haven't been planning anything.
Don't act innocent. You wanted to move in with us to pay off your debts. And while you're at it, you figured you'd get us to cover your living expenses and give you pocket money, too. But living together was the one thing I absolutely refused to do. That's why I thought sending money every month was the lesser evil compared to living together.
You're right. If we lived together, they'd probably drain more money than we were sending.
Since they're such spendthrifts, they probably kept blowing money even without the monthly payments. Now they're desperate and have come here looking for handouts, right?
If you understand that much, you could at least help us out, don't you think?
Exactly. If you don't, we're going to lose our home. Losing the family home would be sad, wouldn't it? So just keep sending us money like before.
Absolutely not.
Then forget the money. Let's move in together instead.
Our knees and backs have been giving us trouble lately. Isn't this the perfect time to take us in?
Neither the money nor living together is going to happen. I'm refusing both with everything I've got. Even at this point, my in-laws were proposing that we live together. However, when Daiki and I refused without hesitation.
What kind of attitude is that? We're offering to live with you.
Exactly. It's a rare opportunity to live with your parents. Sakura and Riku are living on their own, and Riku will become a working adult next year, right? When that happens, you might not see them as often anymore and it'll get lonely.
We talked to both of them via video calls, so we're fine.
Sakura and Riku both live alone because of school and work commutes. They've said that if commuting from home was an option, they wouldn't be living on their own.
Oh, but once they're out in society, their way of thinking will change, you know?
That may be true, but they've always loved being home, and that hasn't changed. This is their hometown, and a lot of kids with family businesses still live here. Because of that, they come back often, so there's no need to worry.
If we live with you two, they'd stop coming back altogether.
Oh, Daiki, don't be silly. That won't happen.
Exactly. Sakura and Riku adore us, don't they?
No, judging by their behavior, they clearly don't.
That can't be true. When they were little, they'd run to us shouting, "Grandma, Grandpa?" They'd cling to our legs, and they were just so adorable.
Yeah, when they were little, right?
The kids said they didn't like it because you two were always at the pachinko parlor, remember?
That was when they were in elementary school, wasn't it?
I'm telling you, they've been uncomfortable around you since back then. Grandparents always say being disliked by their grandkids hurts the most, but I guess you two are mentally unshakable.
No. It's just that we're not disliked, so there's nothing to be heard about.
Exactly. It's just a misunderstanding on your part, Daiki and Misaki.
The truth is, our daughter Sakura and son Rika don't like my in-laws. Even though their dislike often showed in their attitudes and expressions, my in-laws were completely unbothered. However, we realized it wasn't because they were unbothered, but because they had no idea they were disliked. Mother-in-law, father-in-law, you've met Sakura and Riku when you visited us, right?
Yeah, that's right.
It's easy to visit since we're so close by.
Then, have Sakura or Riku ever come to visit you at your place?
Not even once.
That's probably because we always go to see them, so they didn't need to come over.
That's not it. They didn't go because they don't like you. Both of them are fed up with you coming over, complaining about Misaki's cooking. But then, you take home a ton of Misaki's pre-made dishes anyway.
Oh, well, she can just make more, can't she?
What you're saying and what you're doing are completely contradictory. That kind of behavior is exactly why they don't like you.
Contradictory. We're doing them a favor by taking the food home even though it's not good.
Nobody asked you to take it home. And have you ever once given Sakura or Riku a New Year's gift or pocket money?
Do you remember when my parents gave them New Year's money, and you said you'd keep it for safekeeping?
Oh, yeah, that did happen.
Well, kids losing money would be a big problem, wouldn't it? So we were just holding on to it for them.
Ha! You're the textbook example of people who always have an excuse for everything. With such irresponsible thinking, no wonder your debt keeps piling up, and you're on the brink of bankruptcy.
What did you just say? How dare you speak to us like that, you insolent daughter-in-law?
That's it. Just decide either live with this or start sending the monthly payments again.
Sorry, but I'm unemployed right now. So neither is possible. We're struggling financially too.
Daiki, are you serious? You're unemployed.
No way. You're joking, right?
Actually, the company offered me early retirement. Basically, I got laid off.
What are you laughing about?
Exactly. What are we supposed to do now?
It turned out that Daiki had taken early retirement from his company. Since then, we've been living off my salary. But because neither Daiki nor I are materialistic or wasteful, we never had any trouble making ends meet. However, Daiki's parents, who had relied on his income, were in a panic, treating this as a major crisis.
At this rate, we're really going to lose our house.
Daiki is unemployed. Then, Misaki, send money from your salary. Oh, I know. Sakura is working now, so she can send money due. and Riku could drop out of college.
Enough is enough. There's no way I'll make Sakura or Riku do that. Absolutely not.
But we won't be able to live if things stay this way.
Not our problem. We're struggling too, so you'll have to figure it out yourselves.
Exactly. So, could you please just leave now?
Wait. Then we promise never to come here in. Just restart the 70,000 yen's monthly payments, please.
We're begging you. Even with the payments, life was tough for us.
That's because you blew through money like it was water.
Mother-in-law, why don't you get another part-time job?
That's impossible. I can't work anymore.
We don't have the stamina to work all day anymore.
Well, if you work, you'll build stamina and get a paycheck, 2 birds with 1 stone.
Don't be so cold-hearted.
If this continues, we'll really have no choice but to declare bankruptcy.
That might be a good thing. You won't be able to get new credit cards or loans, so it'll help you stop overspending.
That would make things even worse for us.
What? You're still thinking about how to spend money in this situation? Unbelievable.
We promised to budget properly, so just send the money?
No way. If we had that kind of money, we'd spend it on our own family.
You should have talked about your spending habits as a couple long before it came to this. This is the result of your own actions, so solve it yourselves. My in-laws kept pushing for either monthly payments or living with us, but we finally kicked them out as the situation became endless. As for Daiki being unemployed, that was a lie. He had only applied for the company's early retirement program. He's currently preparing for the next phase of his life, and we haven't had any financial struggles. A few months later, as we passed by my in-laws' house, we saw a for sale sign in front of it. It seemed they couldn't pay off their debts and lost the house. Without a place to live and no stable jobs, no one would rent to them either. They're barely getting by, doing day labor jobs, but with no hope of repaying their debts. As a result, my in-laws, who spent their lives focusing only on fun and indulgence, ended up not having a peaceful retirement but instead living day to day, homeless and in despair. As for me,
Oh, hey, Misaki. Sakura just sent me a message online. We're coming home with Riku on Saturday.
really? Oh, I'm so excited. What should I make for dinner? Maybe omuris, or Daiki's favorite shrimp fried rice.
Hey, no need to worry about that, Misaki.
Huh? Why?
Guess what? Sakura said she got her bonus and wants to treat us to yakiniku.
Really? Oh. I'm so happy I might cry.
Sakura and Riku, they've grown up so well. They've really become adults now.
Yeah, it feels like just yesterday they were practicing running races. On the next holiday, our daughter Sakura and son Riku are coming home. Before we knew it, both of them had become far more independent than Daiki and I had imagined. While I feel immense joy at seeing how much they've grown, there's also a tinge of loneliness. After all, we worked so hard to raise them to this point, and yet parents are such selfish creatures. Reflecting on these thoughts, Daiki and I have started thinking about our own future. Once Riku becomes a working adult, it will be time for us to begin the next chapter of our lives. As we make plans for our future, Daiki and I can't help but eagerly count down the days until our children come home.
If you enjoyed this video, we'd be thrilled if you subscribed to our channel. Subscribing means you'll receive notifications for new videos, keeping you in the loop with all our latest content. Your support is vital to our growth. Let's enjoy and grow together.